Today is March 26th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 steps and 12 traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are going to finish up Chapter 5, How It Works. I think we're reading 71 and 72, maybe? I just have 71 up here. And then out of the 12 and 12, we are finishing up Step 10 by reading page 95. And of course, we read 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Life is good over here. Woke up another day sober, and little peek behind the curtain. I'm usually about a month ahead in recording episodes. So it is technically February 23rd as I'm recording this, the day after the men's Olympic hockey game, and Team USA has won. And the first time since 1980, The Miracle on Ice, right? Which I have watched dozens, if not hundreds of times as a kid and teenager and adult. Anytime I want to be inspired, I would watch The Miracle on Ice story. And now there's a whole new chapter with Team USA winning in overtime. Jack Hughes, man. Oh my gosh, what a great tournament it's turned out to be. The women won the gold and the men won the gold. And I am just so inspired to just go after my dreams, right? You see these stories and it's like, oh my gosh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. But the beautiful thing is, I feel a lot more confident to chase my dreams now that I'm sober. Where before, all I cared about was the next drink. What a miracle it is today to live this set of 24 hours and to live life to the fullest and deliberately. But with that little sermon aside, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading, I told you wrong. We did finish off How It Works yesterday, I believe, because I remember reading that last paragraph, how we learned a lot about ourselves. And now we're jumping into action, Chapter 6. So I apologize. We are on page 72. So let's get to it. Chapter 6, into action. Having made our personal inventory, what should we do about it? We've been trying to get a new attitude, a new relationship with our Creator, and to discover the obstacles in our path. We have admitted certain defects. We have ascertained in a rough way what the trouble is. We have put our finger on the weak items in our personal inventory. Now these are about to be cast out. This requires action on our part, which, when completed, will mean that we have admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our defects. This brings us to the 5th step in the program of recovery, mentioned in the preceding chapter. This is perhaps difficult, especially discussing our defects with another person. We think we've done well enough in admitting these things to ourselves. There is doubt about that. In actual practice, we usually find a solitary self-appraisal insufficient. Many of us thought it necessary to go much further. We will be more reconciled to discussing ourselves with another person when we see good reasons why we should do so. The best reason first. If we skip this vital step, we may not overcome drinking. Time after time, newcomers have tried to keep to themselves certain facts about their lives. Trying to avoid this humbling experience, they've turned to easier methods. Almost invariably, they got drunk. Having persevered with the rest of the program, they wondered why they fell. We think the reason is that they never completed their house cleaning. They took inventory all right, but they hung on to some of the worst items in stock. They only thought that they had lost their egoism and fear. They only thought that they had humbled themselves. But they had not learned enough of humility, fearlessness, and honesty, in the sense that we find it necessary, until they told someone else all their life story. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. And yesterday we talked about the root causes of some of our troubles. The temptation here is to imagine that we had good motives and reasons when we really didn't. So we are going to finish off the chapter. So we're reading the bottom of 94 and 95 for step 10. We constructively criticize someone who needed it, when our real motive was to win a useless argument. Or the person concerned not being present, we thought we were helping others to understand them. When in actuality, our true motive was to feel superior by pulling him down. We sometimes hurt those we love because they need to be taught a lesson, when we really just wanted to punish. We were depressed and complained we felt bad, when in fact we were mainly asking for sympathy and attention. This odd trait of mind and emotion, this perverse wish to hide a bad motive underneath a good one, permeates human affairs from top to bottom. This subtle and elusive kind of self-righteousness can underlie the smallest act or thought. Learning daily to spot, admit, and correct these flaws is the essence of character building and good living. An honest regret for harms done, a genuine gratitude for blessings received, and a willingness to try for better things tomorrow will be the permanent assets that we shall seek. Having so considered our day, not omitting to take due note of things well done, and having searched our hearts with neither fear nor favor, we can truly thank God for the blessings we have received and sleep in good conscience. "24 hours a day, March 26th. AA thought for the day. Strength comes also from working with other alcoholics. When you are trying to help a new prospect with a program, you're building up your own strength at the same time. You see the other person in the condition you might be in yourself, and it makes your resolve to stay sober stronger than ever. Often, you help yourself more than the other person. But if you do succeed in helping the prospect to get sober, you are stronger from the experience of having helped another person. Am I receiving strength from working with others? Meditation for the day. Faith is the bridge between you and God. It is the bridge that God has ordained. If all were seen and known, there'd be no merit in doing right. Therefore, God has ordained that we do not see or know directly, but we can experience the power of His Spirit through our faith. It is the bridge between us and Him, which we can take or not, as we will. There can be no morality without free will. We must make the choice ourselves. We must make the venture of belief. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may choose and decide to cross the bridge of faith. I pray that by crossing this bridge, I may receive the spiritual power I need. Daily Reflection, March 26th. The teaching is never over. Abandon yourself to God as you understand God. Admit your faults to Him and your fellows. Clear away the wreckage of your past. Give freely of what you find and join us. We shall be with you in the fellowship of the Spirit, and you will surely meet some of us as you trudge the road of happy destiny. May God bless you and keep you until then. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 164. These words put a lump in my throat each time I read them. In the beginning, it was because I felt, oh no, the teaching's over. Now I'm on my own. It'll never be this new again. Today, I feel deep affection for our AA pioneers when I read this passage, realizing that it sums up all of what I believe in and strive for, and that, with God's blessing, the teaching is never over. I am never on my own, and every day is brand new. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and golly, do I love that daily reflection today. I love that. But before I get to that, real quick out of the big book, We talk about step 5 today into action. And they were talking about how, what's the point of bringing a third party into this? God already knows about it anyway, right? I can only speak from my own experience, but sometimes by revealing my inventory to another person, especially, and again, I've said it a million times, but like for me, it had to be somebody I trusted, had to be somebody I felt comfortable around, and that I knew had my best interests in mind. And would keep things confidential, of course. And thankfully, I don't get a lot of things right, but that was one where my sponsor, God bless him, he was a perfect person for me. But anyway, he pointed out things that I didn't even notice in myself. Speaking of motives, right, in the 12 and 12, he brought out some motives in me. He kept asking me why. Why do you think you did that? Okay, why did you do that? Why are you thinking this way? And really got me thinking about it. And most of the time, the answer was fear. It was fear. Fear of being abandoned, fear of not being liked, fear of not being accepted, all these things, right? We got down to that fear. And then we prayed about that. Step 5 was huge. And I feel like for me, step 5 was where I started really feeling like I'm changing. It was the beginning of healing. And I know in another book, it talks about how confession is the beginning of healing. That's pretty good stuff. And then finally going back to the daily reflection, always being teachable. I feel exactly like the narrator of that book felt. When I first went through the steps and I got to that page 164, that last paragraph, I thought to myself, I'm scared. I don't want this to end. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't end. This is an ongoing program for me every single day. It's like a reset. Not entirely a reset, like there are valuable lessons I've learned from my past that I can carry with me into the next day. And if I screw up, I can do that spot check inventory and get right back on it and be of service to others. And as I said at the beginning, to live life to the fullest in this set of 24 hours I've been given. And learn from everybody. I think I gave it away during my personal story, but I am a teacher. And I've been around for about 16, 17 years. I've been doing this. But I am by no means an expert. If anything, I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I kept my job this long. So, I'm always learning from other staff members who just have a certain gift. And I go, hey, how do you do that? And then I learn from my kiddos. Every year, every group's a little bit different. I've had to adapt over time to meet the needs of people, right? And then trying new things. Or bringing back things I used to do that I miss so desperately, right? So trying new things like I want to maybe join an adult hockey league. Well, in order to do that, I better get in some shape. So I'm learning all kinds of things about eating right and all these things. Again, talking to people who are far wiser than me. And then when I go to meetings, hearing from newcomers, old timers, and everybody in between, there's always something I can learn if I'm looking for it. Even in our darkest moments, we can learn our greatest lessons. So even in the seemingly negative stuff, we can put a positive spin on it. Good things can come from it, and I know this because that's what my higher power does. He restores things that were once broken into something beautiful. Speaking of which, my friend, if you are sober today, you are a miracle. And those who love you are very proud of you. And you have a unique gift to help the next suffering alcoholic. And you're giving the gift of sobriety to all of those around you. And if you are not sober, my friend, and you're somehow hearing this, I want you to know that people love you. That you do have value and worth, and your story is not done yet. You can make the very first step toward change today, and you don't have to do it alone. Isolation is a killer. And let me tell you something, it is a facade. You might think that nobody understands you. Trust me. You'd be surprised how many people will understand exactly what it is you're going through. So I just pray that you would get the help that you need today. This is a we program. And finally, as always, disclaimer, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect. I am just a drunk, honored to be here another day. And if we are given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.